EastEnders full episode 6778 spoilers. A terrified Stacey Slater is trapped by Theo, airs Tuesday the 3rd of October 2023. Stacey Slater faces a terrible ordeal as Theo Hawthorne closes in on her in Tuesday's episode of EastEnders. Stacey Slater has been the victim of a horrifying stalking campaign by creepy teacher Theo Hawthorne. Ever since he set eyes on her, he's been determined to have her for himself. Theo embarked on a clever trick to get close to her by offering to tutor her daughter Lily Slater. After being introduced to the geography teacher by Freddie Slater, Stacey was happy to let him into her life. She had no idea that Theo was secretly paying for private chats of her via her secret cam account. When Theo finally revealed his true colors, Stacey was left terrified, especially after he moved in next door to her. In a desperate attempt to protect herself and her family, she took him to court to get a stalking protection order taken out on him. Instead of being warned off, after the hearing, Theo is even more determined than ever to get what he wants. He makes it clear that the magistrate's ruling changes nothing, and he persists with his delusion that they are in love and meant to be together. Stacey has done her best to keep herself safe from Theo, changing the locks on the doors and making sure everything is bolted from the inside at all times. The whole situation has left her on edge, and she even broke down on Copper Jack Branning about her constant fear that Theo is planning to do something terrible. As well as encouraging her to take out the SPO, Jack also promised to be there immediately if anything ever cracked off. But all those safeguards were never going to be enough. Stacey is filled with terror when she finds a menacing Theo has broken into the house. All on her own, she faces the ultimate terror as a shocking incident unfolds. Freddie Slater is still traumatized by his confrontation with his biological father Graham Foster. After trying to get him to admit that he'd raped Freddie's mum Little Mo Slater, Freddie was devastated when Graham called her a liar. Shocked that Graham could be so cold about what happened, and upset, Freddie confides in Anna Knight that he fears he shares the same DNA as a monster. Anna does her best to reassure her friend that he's a kind and gentle soul and nothing like his rapist father. Still feeling full of guilt over betraying his best mate Bobby Beale by sleeping with his long-term crush Anna, Freddie vows to make things right. Freddie's day goes from bad to worse, however. Far from fixing things with Bobby, he instead ends up in an altercation with a stranger followed by a massive row with Stacey. Will Freddie's path of self-destruction land him in an even more desperate situation?